Hello friends, welcome to the channel. In this video, we'll be solving this circular sitting arrangement puzzle, and based on it, we'll answer these three questions. You should pause this video and try to solve this puzzle. Let's walk through the solution. It says 7 persons P, Q, R, S, T, U and V are sitting around a circular table all facing the center. Each of them belongs to a different city, namely Delhi, New York, Paris, Moscow, Tokyo, London and Colombo. The information given below is not necessarily in the same order. So, we can easily visualize circular table as a circle and place 7 persons around it. So the first step to solve this puzzle is to draw a circle. Note that in a circular arrangement, whenever a person is positioned such that it is facing the inside of the circle, then its left is in the clockwise direction and its right is in the anti-clockwise direction. Similarly, whenever a person is positioned in a circular arrangement such that it is facing outside, then its left is in the anti-clockwise direction and its right is in the clockwise direction. With practice, it is very easy to remember these directions. And another way to remember these directions is that we can visualize us sitting there, and based on that we can figure out whether we have to go clockwise or anti-clockwise. For example, imagine a person sitting here and is facing the inside of the circle. Now, if we visualize us sitting here, then we know that whenever we have to go to the right of this person, we'll go in the anti-clockwise direction. And whenever we have to go to the left of this person, we'll go to the clockwise direction. Let's proceed further to solve this puzzle now. Since we have to place 7 persons, so our first step will be to mark 7 positions on this circle. Now, it says that there are 3 persons between the ones from Delhi and New York. V sits second to the right of one from New York and is an immediate neighbor of the one from Moscow. Now, in a circular arrangement, rotation doesn't matter. So, to start placing the elements in a circular arrangement, we can fix the position of one element and place other elements relative to it. Now, here it says that there are 3 persons between the ones from Delhi and New York, and V sits second to the right of the one from New York and is an immediate neighbor of the one from Moscow. So to solve this puzzle, we can mark the position of Delhi here. Now, if we go in the anti-clockwise direction, that is to the right of Delhi, we can place New York here with a gap of 3 persons. And if we go in the clockwise direction, that is to the left of Delhi, then we can place New York here. So there are 2 positions where New York can come. So based on that, we should make another case. Now, in our first case, we'll place New York to the right of Delhi such that there is a gap of 3 persons. And in our second case, we'll place New York to the left of Delhi such that there is a gap of 3 persons. Now, since V is sitting second to the right of the one from New York, therefore, in our first case, V must be placed here, and in our second case, V must be placed here. Further, it said that V is an immediate neighbor of the one from Moscow. Now, in our first case, here one of the neighborhood positions of V is already occupied by Delhi, so the other must be from Moscow. In our case 2, we can position Moscow either to the right of V or to the left of V. So we can split our case 2 into case 2A and case 2B. In our case 2a, we can place Moscow to the right of V. And in our case 2b, we can place Moscow to the left of V. Now, further it says that V is not from Tokyo. We can note down this hint here in this manner. Since V is not from Tokyo, we have represented this hint by placing a bar on the Tokyo. You can always use your own way to represent the hints. Further it says T sits fifth to the right of the one from Moscow. Now, here it is one important thing to learn. Since we already know that we are placing 7 people in the circular arrangement. Therefore, if T is sitting fifth to the right of one from Moscow, then this implies that T is sitting second to the left of one from Moscow. This way we can convert our long directions into short directions and it makes easier to solve our puzzle. So, in our first case, we can place T second to the left of the one from Moscow. Similarly, in our case 2a, since we have placed Moscow here, therefore T must come at this position. And in our case 2b, T must come at this position. Further it says, R sits second to the right of 1 from Delhi. Now, if we see our case 1, R must be placed here. And in our case 2a, R must be placed here. And if you observe our case 2b, the second to the right position of Delhi is already occupied by T. So, we'll eliminate this case. Further it says, U and the one from Paris are immediate. We'll note down this hint for the time being. Since U and the one from Paris are immediate, we have represented it with the help of square brackets. Further it says, U is not from Delhi. We can note down this hint as well. Further it says, S sits fourth to the right of P, who is from London. Since P is from London, if you observe our case 1, there is only one position where we can place P, which is adjacent to Delhi. And since S sits fourth to the right of P, this implies that S is third to the left of P. So, to go to the left of P, we'll have to go in the clockwise direction. And therefore, we can place S third to the left of P, which will be adjacent to V. Similarly, in our case 2a, there is only one position where we can place P. And its third to the left position is already occupied by V. So, we will eliminate this case as well. Now note that in our case 1, since U is not from Delhi, this implies that U must be from New York. And since U and the one from Paris are sitting immediate, so therefore T must be from Paris. Now we also know that V is not from Tokyo, therefore it is R that must be from Tokyo and V must be from Colombo. Now we have only one person left to be placed, which is Q, and Q must be from Delhi. So we have successfully placed all the persons in the circular arrangement and we have also figured out the city from which they belong to. Now let's answer the questions. The first question says, who sits third to the left of the one who is from Tokyo? If you observe our arrangement, it is R that belongs to Tokyo, and if we go to the left of R, then we'll find that it is V that is sitting third to the left of R. So the answer to our first question is V, which is option A. Next question. What is the position of the person who is from Delhi with respect to U? Let's observe our arrangement again. If you imagine ourselves sitting at the position of U, then we know that to go in the right of U, we'll have to go in the anti-clockwise direction. And the person who belongs to Delhi is Q, which is sitting third to the right of U. Since Q is sitting third to the right of U, this implies that Q is also sitting fourth to the left of U. Therefore, C is the correct option here. Next, what is the position of the person who is from Tokyo with respect to T? If you observe our arrangement, we notice that Tokyo is sitting immediate to the left of T. This implies that Tokyo is either sitting immediate left of T or it is sitting sixth to the right of T. And if you observe our options, we find that A is the correct option. So we have answered all the questions correctly and solved this puzzle. I hope you guys find this video useful. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.